Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be. I'm I'm here today, Alex Abbott, otherwise known as the bearded sales guy, to bring you F1 Banter live. And this weekend it is the Canadian Grand Prix. And you might think for a moment I am on my own today, which I thought I was until Mr. Jensen Abbott arrived from the pit lane. Augusto was on the starting line with me, but he needed to finish his toast.
Okay.
How's it going, gents?
Yeah, very good. And you?
I'm good. Yeah, very good. You
Very
feeling
good.
better today?
Not really. I feel like I'm still battling this cold. Finding it hard to breathe through my nose, so then having to breathe through my mouth, and I'm trying to record my new rap, which is really hard, right? When you can't breathe through your nose because you've got to try and keep that oxygen flowing. But no,
Oh,
apart from that, yeah, good.
I wouldn't know. I haven't rapped myself. Have you kind of opened the door for me to ask you to do a little rap for us now then?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing a little rap. No. Not live anyway. Not live. Uh,
Okay. Maybe save it for the end.
yeah. But no, yeah, I need to get Jordan to teach me some tips and tricks because I tried to record it like I say live, kind of
Mm.
record the whole 2.5 minutes, and it's really hard to keep the flow, to know the beat and everything. But no,
Yeah.
it'll be a lot of fun to actually get it out next week.
Have you written the lyrics yourself?
Written the lyrics myself, yeah.
So then you've chosen a song, a rap song that you're gonna basically rap it to.
Yeah. And it was really funny actually. So I kind of had an idea that I wanted to do another song for quite a while,
Yeah.
and I was kind of getting stuck on songs because you have to find an instrumental of a song, and then I actually come across on social media of these two old guys that are about, I kid you not, they're about 65, 70, right? They're called Pete and Bass,
Okay.
and they do raps, right? They create their own raps, and they actually they do tours around the UK, and they sell out at every tour. Um, and I'll have to pop a link so you can have a look. But it's really weird because you see, like, you look like it's your granddad, right? And you wouldn't expect your granddad to come out with this awesome tune. But no, I basically found one of their songs on an instrumental version, and I've kind of written my own rap to it in their style.
Nice.
So yeah.
Nice. Welcome, Augusto.
Hello, good morning. Sorry for the delay. Had to change the tire.
Yeah. Very pissed off.
The guys at the pit stop messed up.
Yeah.
But we are back here.
Let
And
me guess. Are you driving for steak then? Steak. King steak.
yeah, imagine even put my money on it.
Yeah.
Not working. But Jensen, you gotta leave the rep for the last Grand Prix when after Leclerc's champion, and
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
can make
yeah.
a whole rap about the season.
Yeah,
How they
yeah.
do the 1 minute rap out of the last race, you can do a rap session of the whole season.
Or we'll have to do it. So we'll have to get Jordan, yourself, me, Alex, all to do like a
Awesome.
30-second rap. That would be entertaining.
Yeah, I can't sing, Jensen.
Me neither. I'm the worst person for like if I'm supposed to whistle you a song or tell you a little like the rhythm of a song, you'll never guess it. I'm the worst person ever to do it. Whenever
Yeah.
you land it on that like Pictionary and you have to do something like that, then forget about it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just have to pass
yeah.
on it.
Name that tune in 1,000.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh, brilliant. So today, well, this weekend, the Canadian Grand Prix. So it feels like the season's really sort of hotting up. You know, we've got Red Bull at the top. I'm talking Constructors Championship. We've got Red Bull on top, but they're losing their way a little bit. They've lost their stride. And then we've got Ferrari coming just within a few points, really. I mean, it could change. The leadership position could change this weekend.
mm.
Wouldn't that be nice? But then McLaren.
I was going to say to you as well. You've got Ferrari and you've got McLaren that are hot on their heels, right?
They're in the zone, McLaren, I feel.
I think it's amazing. They finally saw the little gap where, okay, we have a chance. So they're giving it a hell. They're not, okay, yeah, let's focus on 2025 or let's focus on 2026, new regulations. Let's already start building a new car. No. Like Haas is going to be doing that. 100%. It's Halber going to do that.
Yeah. And actually, it was funny. I saw a video on social media. I think someone must have remade it, but it was like, during COVID, they all kind of started to like race online with each other. So you had Lando, Leclerc,
yes,
Max, and there was a video of Leclerc going to Lando, don't screw it up. We can actually do this. We can do this. Please, let's
can be world champions.
Yeah, we can be world champions. And it was like, I like that. I like that a lot. Very good. Very good.
What year was it that Newey last left Red Bull? Which year did Newey last leave Red Bull? My trusty friend ChatGPT. 2006. Oh no. Newey has been with the team since 2006, played a pivotal role in Red Bull's rise to prominence in Formula One. Because, I can't help but feel like when Newey announced he was leaving Red Bull at the end of the year, Red Bulls started to decline. And when Newey, however long ago it was, what is it? I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, a decade ago, when he said he went off to do some other project with yachts or something else, and then Red Bull started to decline again after Vettel's dominance, and
So
then he rejoined.
2013 then.
When was it?
He left. It must be like 2013 he left, because that was the last championship of Vettel.
Okay.
So
when did Newey last leave Red Bull? But yeah, call it a coincidence or something more sinister, but I just find it could well be.
Apart from all his being a genius and everything, I'm sure he did not say, okay, I'm gonna make them think this is gonna be an upgrade. I'm gonna, make the car bad, then I'm gonna leave. Of course, he's not gonna do that. So, it's mental that okay, yeah, we are good enough, but then it starts affecting everybody from the person that gives them water to the head of people, that everything is connected, right? So when you have that fundamental piece in an organization and they are not there anymore, or they don't believe in the product anymore, you're always like, is this really gonna be good?
Yeah. I mean, you could say, especially when you look at Perez's performance versus Verstappen's, it's not just the driver or the car or the aero or the engine. It's like everything coming together at the same time. And even I think when the car was subpar, Max was making it look good. Until
because he's a great driver, there's no
is.
denying that. But when you take someone, you compare with Perez with the rest of the grid, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Because that's the real performance.
Yeah. And now it really feels like McLaren, Ferrari, and Red Bull are all very similar. If anything, McLaren, I think, are slightly better in terms of car performance, power unit and aero. And then you've got, because consistently it seems Norris and Piastri are now they've crept up there. Max is now really struggling to beat them, even with his driving ability.
Mm.
And then when Leclerc and Sainz sorts themselves out. But so I think Leclerc is now outperforming Sainz. What do you think, Augusto?
Oh yes, it's it's the little switch that changes, and we can see on the faces and on signs as well. He seems beaten.
Mm,
It seems that he lost now his opportunity with Red Bull, which I guess uh, was never his number one choice because of the salary. I guess they're not the ones offering the biggest
mm,
um, opportunity for him in terms of monetary opportunity. That's why he might go to Williams. Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Who
When you've
knows?
got, you think?
I know. Should they dig into that already? Look who's
Hey,
here.
Mark.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late.
No
Just,
worries.
meeting after meeting, so it's one of those mornings
Yeah, yeah.
or afternoons or days.
How's it going?
Good. Yourself?
Yeah, good.
I'm
Good,
just
good.
discussing with somebody that wherever you go swimming, it's just somewhere you class as going swimming. You know what I mean? And the sea is just a big swimming pool, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really?
of course. Yeah. You're still angling for those points.
Still wanting those points. I definitely want them. Because it clearly
Pushing for
happened,
those points
I
in
think
the
I thought
sea. Yeah,
the intent was there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
indeed.
It was to
indeed.
celebrate in a body of water. I should have maybe explained it
Yeah.
better in the first instance. So,
Indeed. We were just talking about how close the title race is now becoming.
yes,
You know, Red Bull, McLaren,
starting to
Ferrari.
heat up.
Yeah. And how the
I
difference.
saw Lando was interviewed, and he was saying he reckons that this weekend will probably be the most competitive between all three teams, and he reckons there's like lucky if there's 0.1 of a second between each car. He thinks that this is probably going to be the Grand Prix that brings them the closest together, and it'll be something totally opposite, probably. But we're talking it up as good as.
Yeah. Well, and the difference between the drivers in those top three teams, you've got huge difference between Verstappen and Perez.
Yeah.
Nothing in it almost between Lando and Piastri. And then obviously,
I would argue that Lando's probably a little bit further ahead in race conditions, but nothing between it and quali.
Yeah.
If so, Piastri's maybe that little bit quicker sometimes in quali. So
yeah.
I totally get that. And then Sainz has started to. I think it depends which side of bed they get out in the morning. Those two, because one's so far ahead of the other, depending who wants to turn up. And I think it must be track conditions that one just likes a specific track better than the other. I don't think it's set up. I don't think it's anything else. It's just, or it could be track and setup together. They just like, they've got a little bit more enthusiasm one or the other.
Yeah. And it's I think it's for me, having watched the sport like you, Mark, like all of us, right, for so many years. There's been teams where it's the team and the car. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but it seems spread now.
Yeah. No, I think if you go back, you had Hakkinen and Coulthard, you had Senna Prost, you had Mansell, Prost, Schumacher, Irvin. You're right, Schumacher, Raikkonen. You had that.
Yeah.
You had that same people 1 and 2 a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Hamilton, Button for a few years as well.
Yeah. So here's a question from Jackie. Hey guys, what do you think makes the Canadian circuit unique compared to other tracks on the F1 calendar?
Rain.
There's a risk of
rain
rain.
this weekend. There's definitely going to be rain.
Yeah.
It's
a challenging circuit, I think.
It's super fast, quick. You can use multiple tires and the choice. You can, from soft to hard. You can get great. You can get, great laps consistently. So it makes very a game of chance, let's say, and playing with the rain. So when you also have a wall of champions, I guess that's something very interesting. That reminds me a lot of that curve in Monaco that Leclerc hated, a couple of years past. That it's kind of the same idea of turning the wheel super quick, and it's just amazing. I love that. I love to play that track on F1. It's super easy.
Yeah.
So I guess it also makes fun for them.
Do you know why the Wall of Champions is called the Wall of Champions?
How many people crashed there, and how many championships were decided?
So 1999, there were 3 world champions that hit the wall, which gave it its name, the Wall of Champions. Do you know who they were?
I know Schumacher was one of them.
Yeah.
Vettel? Too early for him.
Yeah.
Ram.
Prost.
The other two both had dads who were, I think they were both world champions.
Damon Hill.
Damon Hill, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And McLaren, Villeneuve.
Yeah, Villeneuve.
Jacques Villeneuve.
Yeah. And because they were Canadian, weren't they? The Villeneuves are Canadian,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, he went out with Danny Minogue. That's about all I know about him.
Yeah. And the track is named after Jacques Villeneuve's dad.
Yes.
Right. That explains a lot then. I was having a look.
Gilles Villeneuve.
So we don't have the slides, do we?
We don't.
But let's see if that works for a little slideshow. So kind of stepping in from what Jordan would do, the circuit length is 4.361 kilometers. Number of laps is 70. The first Grand Prix, the first Canadian Grand Prix was actually 1978. The race distance is 305.27 kilometers, and the lap record was set at 113.078. And can you guess who set that all-time record?
Someone playing, someone driving for the Sauber, or AKA
Hamilton.
Steak.
Not Hamilton. He's been Hamilton's teammate.
Rosberg.
Not Rosberg.
No, the cyclist.
Not Button.
No,
Bottas.
he's
Bottas.
yeah, correct, Mark. Bottas.
Okay.
Bottas.
Wow.
And do you know who won the Canadian Grand Prix in 2023?
Verstappen. He's won the last 2.
Yeah. And then do you know who finished second and third?
Oh.
2023.
Perez and then
Leclerc.
Hamilton.
So you got third place correct, Augusto. So you got Max first, Hamilton third, and second place. Villain. No, the villain of the sport.
Ooh. Oh, you think the villain's Alonso?
Oh yeah.
I
don't think he's the villain, but everyone thinks that
in his time he played a villain because he broke.
The new villain is
Schumacher.
Ocon. Ocon's the new villain. He's the new one. Did you know that Robert Kubica won it in 2008? There you go. In a BMW Sauber, which was the old Toyota, wasn't it? Or did it become the Toyota? No, Kubica. Yeah, he then went on to
Great
race
guy.
for Toyota. Yeah, that was a Sauber.
So his name came up when I was doing some research about crashes. He crashed.
He had a really bad crash into a. It was like a sticky out bit for the marshals. Can't remember which track it was, but it's one of the worst crashes I've ever seen. Really was a bad
Canada,
one.
no? According to ChatGPT, it was Canada in 2007.
Was it Canada? Was it? And when?
2007.
Wow. Okay. And then he won it a year later.
Wow.
Some
Because
redemption.
I remember he had. So the thing with Kubica was he was also doing rally at the time as well, I think.
Okay.
I remember he was there was something with him. He was obviously doing rehab, and then he fell off his bike while he was doing rehab to get back, because he was preparing to do, I think it was a rally race or something like that. So I'm sure it was Kubica that had that challenges when he was doing rehab after that. It was honestly one of the worst crashes I've ever seen. If you get a chance, look it up. It was like he basically hit a steel. Excuse me. I think he went to pass and got clipped, and he basically hit a steel barrier almost head on, and I think the car like launched.
Right.
Yeah, there's a few that have been like, crashes, like the Grosjean crash. We went through. Was it Grosjean and went through the barrier?
Yep.
That was
Okay,
horrible.
so it wasn't that one. My YouTube's not working. There are other video streaming sites available.
Yeah, I remember that Roman Grosjean crash. We were watching it, wasn't we, together when it happened?
So this is weird. Sorry. Yeah, no, we were. We'll come back to that in a sec, Jen. So, and I know ChatGPT isn't always right, but apparently Kubica had a massive crash in 2007. And it says, Kubica suffered a massive crash where his car was destroyed, but he miraculously escaped with only a sprained ankle and concussion.
Mm.
And then I asked, well, was he rallying at the time he won? No, Kubica was not involved in rallying at that time. He won. He said Kubica was not involved in rallying at the time he won the Canadian Grand Prix. So in 2007.
That was 2008. Yeah.
Right, okay. So your knowledge is spot on, Mark, and GPT is out of date.
Well, who was he? Kubica was racing. Looks like he was racing Hamilton, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we were watching the Grosjean crash. That was just insane. If without the halo, he'd be dead.
Oh, it would have
Stop.
cut his head clean off. Clean off. And actually, it's I'd say that is the best thing that they've done is brought that halo in, because there's been a number of situations where it was Max and Hamilton, wasn't it? Where Max somehow then got lodged on Hamilton's car, and you think if that halo wasn't there, he would just have a car on his head, on his helmet.
I watched the Braun documentary, and they were interviewing Massa when Barrichello's the bit came off his car and the helmet, and he shot the helmet. Remember that one? He hit his eye socket, fractured his eye socket.
Another millimeter lower, he'd be dead.
So, like,
that's
what happened then? Like, I'm guessing he was knocked unconscious while he was driving. Then,
yeah,
yes,
he did. He said
that was why the halo came into it. Yeah, because they didn't have the halo before then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and wasn't there was a race? Can't remember what year it was, where it was raining and cars were spinning off, and one driver got under one of the went before the halo came out, went under one of the Yahtzee,
was it the Italian? It was He's Leclerc. It was Leclerc. Bianchi. Went underneath the truck.
removal truck. Yeah.
Oh
truck,
yeah.
The tractor, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So Kubica actually had a crash in 2011 when he was rallying, and he had a really bad crash rallying. So he said, no luck. I think he should just stop driving altogether, that boy. he's not getting any insurance, that's for sure.
So
Yeah,
other
that's
crashes in Canada?
Don't know.
So Gilles
I think
Villeneuve.
Vettel, or was that Australia? Was it or Canada? Was it Vettel hit Did Vettel hit one of the first the first tight S? Did he not hit the wall coming out of that rather than the champions wall?
Don't know. I need to
That was a few
check.
years ago. Vettel, I think Vettel slid. He went over and hit the outer edge. Where did Buttons won it? Lewis as well up there. So you've got Schumacher and Lewis have both won Canadian Grand Prix 7 times. And the closest to them is Nelson Piquet, who won it 3. So
Wow.
that's quite an achievement from Lewis.
That is.
I've got him on the podium this weekend, so I'm going to keep that in the bag for later. But he's on the podium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Toto came out saying they're going to draw upon Monaco, and take a step forward. Can't remember his exact words, but he's basically saying we did well in Monaco, and I'm going to take that into Canada.
I think he said something about, he was jealous about Vasseur jumping into the swimming pool, and that he was hoping for that,
Yeah.
And did he also mention about Mark Cowison getting the points? Should have got the points.
No, I don't think he mentioned that, but I think that's obviously just natural coming out of there. Because I think if he said, the swimming pool, it was the harbour, it's semantics, really, is it? It's a body of water.
Yeah.
I'll look up the dictionary for swimming pool.
Outdoor swimming pool.
Yeah, type in the world's biggest swimming pool and it might come up with a C.
An artificial area of water for swimming. Controversial. A harbour's man-made, so you could suggest that that's artificial.
A pool of water.
A British slang for swimming pool? Oh, it says a Monegascan slang for swimming pool is harbour. It says it here. Anyway, so where someone can participate in water sports is the definition of a swimming pool. Anyway, I'll take half a point. That's I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Are we going to do predictions for qualifying the race?
Yeah, let me make a note whilst we're doing that.
So, what do we think about, just before we go there, I read an article, Briatore is being touted coming into Alpine. Flavio Briatore, the cheating man from Renault all those years back.
Yeah. Oh, so what did you read?
So I've heard that he's potentially coming back into the sport with Alpine. The boss of Renault has supposedly had a meeting with him about returning, because he did initially get a lifetime ban from F1, which was lifted the year later, but he's never been back since. Because it was it Piquet's son involved in a crash so that Alonso could win or something like that? I can't remember. It was cheating. It was a form of cheating in the sport.
Yeah.
But, read that he's coming back. And Mick Schumacher still might, again, another bingo point for me. if Ocon does really poor, he could get replaced before the end of the season. I read that the Alpine quite a few drivers are getting FP1. You know how I didn't know that, but there's a rule where the rookies need to be given a certain amount of drive time in the car during the practice sessions.
Yeah.
So, you know, the backup driver or whatever they call, rather than rookie,
reserve driver. Yeah.
The reserve driver needs to be given time in the car. So there's Alpine. They're sitting Ocon in FP1. I can't remember the name of the young driver that's the backup for them. I think he's a Brit, actually. Right, predictions.
Yeah, just again, sorry, just
Jack
before we
Doohan.
go there. Oh, the F2 driver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the reserve for Alpine.
Okay. So just on what you were saying about Briatore returning, apparently he's set to return in an advisory role to Alpine. And they call it the Crashgate scandal back in 2009, where he instructed Nelson Piquet to crash on purpose to aid Alonso's charge to victory. But then it was overturned. Yeah.
It was a fair smash. I mean, if he did that on purpose, there was hardly anything left of the car from what I remember. From what I remember seeing, it was quite a smash.
Wow. Need to have a look at that. Yeah, he's looking very different. He's lost a lot of weight. Mind you, how old is he now?
Thank you very much.
He's 70.
Yeah, he's 70 odd. I think he's 72, 74, something like that, is he?
Wow.
Just a young guy.
Just a young guy. Yeah, sorry, Jensen. Back to you. Predictions.
Right, I'm going to go qualifying. I'm going to go Leclerc, Max, Norris. Sorry. Leclerc third, Max second, Norris first.
Yeah, what you threw me. Qualifying. No, we don't do qualifying, do we?
Yeah, we do.
We just do race result and fastest.
We normally do sprint. Yeah, we normally do sprint, race, and fastest lap, normally.
Okay. But obviously there's no sprint, so we're just doing the race result.
Yeah, sorry,
Race
who's
result.
first?
I'll keep it the same. Lando Norris first, Max Verstappen second, Charles Leclerc third. Fastest lap, we'll hand it to Max. Which is now, it's going to be Norris who sets fastest lap.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc. Fastest lap, Norris.
See, it's gonna trip me up now, isn't it? It really is gonna trip me up. Mark, I thought you said you're gonna have Hamilton as third.
I put it out there.
Augusto.
I think it's going to be Piastri, Sainz,
desperate for points, Augusto.
and Hamilton.
Blimey.
Very different.
It just shows you, I think this weekend is probably the one that we're going to struggle. Oh, yeah. Jordan's got his in, look. First Norris, second Leclerc, third Verstappen, fastest lap Verstappen for Jordan.
Oh, I didn't say fastest lap. Oh, I missed that. Hamilton, fastest lap.
Yeah, he might.
Jordan had
Are any of us taking into account wet conditions here?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do the best this weekend because of the rain. That's why I took him out, took Norris out, and Verstappen as well. The podium for them.
So is rain confirmed?
I did see something
Unlikely.
because basically the BBC has got a title: Canadian Grand Prix race times, weather, and BBC coverage, which to me means you don't put weather in your title unless there's going to be someone. The weather conditions could be unsettled. Friday's first and second practice sessions are forecast for sunny, with light winds and potential rain. Saturday, chance of rain's about 40% for third practice and qualifying, although any showers will remain light. Forecast is generally bright for the race, 2 p.m. Sunday, with an outside chance of a shower during the race. So, quali, if it rains during quali at the right time, I could mix things up big time. Okay. Especially with tires and. I remember. So one of the things for Braun that really got me was that I didn't remember was Button's qualifying performance on the last race in Brazil, where he chose to stay on. Was it where he chose to stay on full wets, and others went to intermediates, and he qualified like 14th or something like that. Do you remember that? Anybody else seen that? And I, Barrichello got pole, and Button was way down in 14th because he messed up on tire choice because the conditions changed in Brazil. Felt sorry for Barrichello, but also.
Okay. I'm going with Norris, Verstappen, Leclerc.
That's
Piastri fastest lap. And I'll send these to you, Jordan, so you've got a copy of them. Rain on Saturday and Sunday, Jordan says. And my bingo card, I think I had a space left on my bingo card. I've just had an idea. I'm gonna say an all British podium at one point in the year.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Why not?
Do you reckon they would play God Save the King 3 times? Would you reckon they'd play it once?
Depends. Is it Silverstone? Let's put it on repeat.
Did anyone see the King in video yesterday? I thought he was looking awful. No. He's obviously recovering from, but I thought he just didn't look good.
Well, did you see the painting that got done for him?
No.
There was like a search it up. It's this all red painting that really it looks like it's been painted.
Yeah. Yes, it's crazy.
Now to me that looks a little bit like
a
yeah.
Isn't
it? It looks a little bit devilish. It looks a little bit, when you're like, I don't know, this is a bit weird.
And it looks like he ruled with an iron fist.
Yeah.
He gave me like full Stalin vibes.
Yeah, it was really weird.
He just got it
quite
cool.
So funny. That's quite cool. So I'm a big conspiracy theory, if you want to call it, or prophet follower, and
you'll get on with Jensen.
Yeah, I was going to say you will get on with me.
So there's a Nostradamus prophecy about he who didn't want to be king will become king, and I guess looking at what's happening, King Charles not well, William's wife, not well. Next in line is Harry.
Who?
Because if next in line would be Harry, because William, if the king dies, it would be William.
Yeah.
But Kate is obviously not well, or has been not well. So if she passes, I think there's potential for Kate for William to not take the throne on the basis that he has to look after the children, for example, and it passes to Harry. So
wow,
there's a how a chart on Formula One has got into Harry becoming king. I don't know. But yeah, he might be one that's going to Silverstone next year. He'll be the one with the checkered flag. You never know.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
and
you
then
heard it here first.
Harry, if you don't want to give it to Harry, after Harry's Andrew. So.
Oh dear.
Yeah, maybe we'll skip a couple of.
Well, even though. Yeah. So how does it work though? Even though Harry is no longer officially.
Oh, he's still in line to the throne. He has no official duties, royal duties, but he's still in line for the throne. And if the king passes or abdicates, then it goes to his eldest son, and then normally it would go to William's son or daughter. That's then the way it goes, but they're not of age. I think they need to be 16, so they can't become monarch until that age. So therefore, it passes to next in line, who would be Harry. And I think he's like currently, is it 5th in line or 6th in line?
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Well, should we wrap things up?
Yeah, I think him on EastEnders in line for the throne, but you know the hard man. I can't remember his name.
Oh,
Grant.
Phil.
No, his daughter was on Love Island. What do you call him? The geezer.
Who ran the pub?
Yes.
I know who you mean. I can't remember his name.
His daughter's got the same name as him.
Danny
Dyer.
Danny
I think he's in line for the throne. It's maybe 520th, but I think he's royalty somewhere.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah. What was your thoughts on Monaco? I mean, I just, I think you obviously weren't here last week, Alex, but I think we talked and said that none of us were really looking forward to the race itself.
No.
And I'll be honest, I slept through it and woke up at the end, and that was the best bit.
I actually, my wife and I went to play golf, and I think it's it's the first time in a very, very long time I've actually gone out when a Grand Prix been on, and I haven't been able to watch it because I kind of knew what the result was, going to be halfway through.
Yeah.
It's a shame because. Sorry, gents, just one sec. Because Sam, I kind of felt what Sam was saying in terms of, he doesn't like Monaco, but it's so prestigious. Like the drivers love it. For them, it's not about racing each other. It's almost racing themselves and their ability.
Yeah, but I think for them, I think we said it. The race is the quality, because I'll be honest, when I PlayStation 1. The very first racing game for PlayStation, I thought Monaco was it took an awful lot to master Monaco, but see, when you did, it was one of those tracks you just got in the zone, and you had to get every corner right every single time. Yeah. And so I put myself in the driver's position, having played the video game, and you just know that, it's so difficult to get the cornering right, wrong. That last corner, as you come onto the straight, you've really got to throw it in and clip it, and almost clip it, but don't, to get the best lap time. It's
literally shaving the barriers.
So I think you're right. I think they're racing themselves rather than racing others.
Yeah.
It's such a good track to be involved in, you know.
Yeah, indeed.
Although, did you see the video? There was a video going round of Ollie Behrman, because he races in F2, right? And their cars are a little bit smaller, right? And naturally, I saw someone was saying, why don't they make the F1 cars like the F2 for the Monaco? Because he round that bend where you literally turn back on yourself.
Oh, I saw it.
Teammate, and it was a beautiful overtake. Beautiful undertake. And you're watching it thinking, right, so you can overtake on Monaco, but with the size of the car, right? If it was made that
there was
F2
a video I saw on Twitter, which was just as you come out the tunnel through the chicane, and then you're coming that small straight into swimming pool.
Yeah.
So that kind of left-hander showed you all three car types coming in: F3, F2, F1. The line they took and the speed they took through it and the time it took to get through that. And it's such a good video if you get a chance to see it. See if I can search it, but it's a speed comparison through Monaco. I'm sure it's a swimming pool. It's maybe the one just before there or the harbour. But it's just the camera angle is just perfect, and you see, and they've got the time up on the right hand side. Videos, yeah. But I think if you want to change it, you need to consider something very, very drastic, indeed. But I don't know the town itself, if there's an opportunity to do anything more, to widen it. The only thing that they could really think of is maybe do where the harbour is to actually extend it onto the harbour. You know what I mean? Almost where the boats are. They move the boats back 6 feet, 2-3 meters, but just extend the whole track onto the bit of the harbour as well, so that at least there's that passing zone at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. Don't have the chicane there and just have that as a massive long straight out the tunnel with DRS. Yeah. That could be an option. I don't know.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right, gents. Well, let's draw a line under it there today. Good luck for the weekend, whoever you're rooting.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful weekend, and let's Ferrari. Let's hope for an exciting race. Let's hope for a bit of rain for an exciting.
You know what? I'm just hoping. I think you said it at the end of the day, the drivers are drivers, but I really like the fact that the constructors is so close this season, and it's between three, because there's been such a difference in which drivers have been which. So for me, that's a real interesting piece. That I think we might end up with a different driver winning a championship compared to constructor, which we've not had for a few years. So bring it on. Yeah, bring it on. All right, guys, enjoy. See you next time.
Enjoy.
See you. Bye.